Hello, welcome to Reviews with Love, Christmas edition. So let's get right into the Hallmark movie, An Unexpected Christmas. This one's got Bethany Joy Lenz playing Emily and Tyler Hines playing Jamie. So I believe Emily is like an event specialist or something like that, where she travels all over to different companies and different people like set up their event and maybe create like a guest speaker or someone that will bring big attraction. So that's Emily. And Jamie, he's a writer and he's currently writing for the governor. So writing her speech and all that. So turns out Jamie and Emily are exes and they bump into each other at the train station. But prior to that, Jamie's family had been asking, oh, well, yeah, we haven't, she hasn't come spend the holiday with us or whatever. Like, she needs to. Is she coming this year? What's going on? And Jamie was sort of like, evasive about it didn't want to answer the question, was like, oh, I don't know about that. So it turns out he hadn't told his family that they broke up, so his family was still thinking they were together. When Emily runs into Jamie's sister at the station, Jamie's sister was like, oh my gosh, you're here. We didn't think you were coming. Well, gosh, we were thinking Jamie was being all weird. We thought you guys broke up, but now you're here. Turns out she was actually there for her job in event, and she's having a crew come, meeting her. So that was all coincidence. And there was Jamie, and Jamie's father grabs Emily's luggage and like, come on. And she's like, well, no. She was very confused, like, why are they thinking I'm coming for the holidays? And then Jamie shows up and he's like, oh, well, you know what? I'll explain everything later. Please just don't say anything right now. All right, so that goes on, and Jamie explains to her that, yeah, I didn't tell them. Grandfather died, and I knew how much they loved you, and I just didn't want to add another thing, to their pain. And Emily's like, well, I understand, but at the same time, you have to tell them, because I'm not spending my Christmas here. I'm not spending the holidays here. I've got a job to do, and I have reservations I've got to make. So he's like, you're going to have to explain. I can pretend right now, but I'm going to have to leave. So when she leaves, turns out her reservations, she won't be able to check in because the person that reserved the room has to be the person that checks her in. So they're not going to show up until the next day. So she's like, okay, fine. I can bear with it and I'll pretend again for another day if I stay with you. At some point, the person she had planned on for her job to be a speaker, as for her event, she ends up not being able to make it because of the weather. There's a lot of ice and snow, and she just can't come. So now Emily is like scrambling. What am I going to do? And Jamie decides, well, you know what? I'll make a deal with you. If you just stay the whole week, pretend that we're still together, I can get the governor to speak at your event. And Emily was like, are you sure? Okay, fine. But yeah, so that's really the premise. The whole week they are pretending to still be together. Turns out Jamie was the one that broke up with Emily. And for me, this is what I'm going to say, my opinion now about it is, all in all, not a bad movie, but for me, as far as a love story and all that, I could not fully get into it. Because I could not get past the fact that Jamie, I just saw him as a selfish, insecure man. And yeah, I just saw him as a selfish person. So he breaks up with her because his career was going down the toilet, wasn't doing so well, and her career was skyrocketing. She was successful. It was going really well, and supposedly his reasoning is, I just didn't feel like I was gonna be the man that she's gonna need. I didn't want to hold her back. I feel like that's a load of junk. Like, I don't agree with that. Oh, I don't care if that's what he's thinking. To me, I see that as selfish and insecure regardless. Because here you are thinking, oh my goodness, you're this ultimate person that could definitely hold me back from being a huge success, even though I'm being a huge success and you're not. And that's really the reason you're breaking up with me, because you can't handle it. So I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. To me, you're either just jealous that you're not doing as well and she is. When you should be like, yeah, that's amazing. You're doing a great job. Keep going. But to think that you're this ultimate person that's just I didn't want to hold you back. First of all, she gets to decide her own life. And if she really thought you were holding him back, then at some point, I think she will realize she needs to move on from you. But I would literally break up with him just because you're so insecure. And you can't handle my success. So yeah, it was hard to get past that because, and then to ask the person you broke up with, which was very unexpected for her too. It came out of nowhere for her when he broke up with her. So now you're asking the person that you broke her heart to now pretend to still be your girlfriend during the holidays for your benefit. Like, all you're thinking about is yourself. Not thinking about how she felt. Like, she never stopped loving him because it was very confusing why he broke up with her in the first place. Yeah, so now you're putting her in the position to do you a favor. Yes, she was in a bind, but I also think that's I don't know, that's just stupid. Like, it's just, to me, it's just like, you jerk. You now know she's in a bind, and now you're gonna take advantage so that you can save face for your family. I don't care about it being the grandfather, like, oh yeah, I mean, it's sad he's passed on, but I think the family can handle the fact that you guys broke up, okay? It may hurt, sting a bit, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like all or nothing and oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Yes, they very much did love her and, cared about her, and which is quite lovely, that's what you want. Ladies, gentlemen, that's what you want. You want a family to even advocate for you to the person you're supposed to be with and let them know when they're being a complete idiot. But, yeah, so that was my thing. I just couldn't get with it. Ultimately, yeah, ends up well and all that, but I couldn't get past his selfishness and insecurity. To me, it just wasn't, for me, it wasn't a reason. Yes, you can feel, and I know it happens, people are like this, they don't feel like they match up with someone, but to me, it didn't feel like that kind of, oh, this is within myself kind of thing. I think he was just flat out not happy that she was having success and he wasn't. And then to break up with her and make it seem like you're doing it for her benefit, like for the good of her journey in life. I don't know. But you check it out yourself. Tell me what you think. Yeah, I couldn't get with it. They had great chemistry with each other. Oh, and she's fantastic. I think I've seen a movie of hers before as well. But she's a great actress. There was another one. I'm not sure if she's the same actress that did Snowed in Christmas. But if she is, I think she's wonderful. She's very natural. She just does a really good job. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's the same actress, but either way, she's great. Very natural, very believable. I feel like she's the type of person that doesn't matter who her co-star is, she will have great chemistry with everyone just because she knows how to mold herself into it. And I think she's also a genuinely, you know, great person. Like, I don't know her in real life, but I think to be that type of person where you can work really well with everyone, I think you genuinely have to, that's a part of you. And I think she brings part of her into every role. So I really liked her very much. I think she's fantastic. Him, he wasn't bad or anything. He was good too, but I can't get past his character and all of that. So I'm just like, yeah, I guess he did a great job acting that person with that type of personality. I don't know, but as far as love story for me, no, I couldn't get with it. For me, I was thinking, girl, you need to move on. Like, I was thinking, no, you need someone else. You need someone else. But I suppose you forgive and you can, you know, if he changes, if he realizes, hey, you can't make decisions for someone else's life like that, especially when to me, it just didn't feel like it was coming from a genuine place of I care about you. It just seemed more selfish and not selfless. But all right, check that out for yourselves. It's called An Unexpected Christmas on Hallmark, and it's got Bethany, Joy Lenz, and Tyler Hines. All right, thank you again for listening. Until next time, God bless. Bye.